okay? So basically, you're gonna find the value required to get a certain average, right? So in one game, a football team has offensive drives, right? That's the amount of, I guess, the distance that you've actually pushed forward your team. And here are the drives as follows, right? In yards, the coach wants the team to achieve a mean of 35 yards per drive. So the mean is given, you're not calculating it, okay? Mean of 35. What must be the length of the next offensive drive if the team wants to meet this goal? So we're still gonna say mean is the sum divided by games in this case. That's basically the formula for the mean. So we just have to plug in and see what we've got. We have the mean, right? The mean is gonna go in here. Okay, so the 35 goes in there. And the sum is a little tricky. This is where the x is going to come in. I'm going to show the work here. 45 plus 43 plus 24 plus 21 plus 44, right? There's 5 games that have gone by. But you got to remember, this is the one that a lot of students forget. They do everything else right, but they forget about the x. You're technically supposed to forget about the x, but not here. Right, plus x. So you're saying, right, you consider 5 drives that already happened, and this is the next one. Consider this your next test that you are gonna write, and you wanna know, what do I have to get there so that I have this average? And then we go divided by, how many values have you added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly, okay? You got to make sure you put 6 values in there. So 5 drives plus the next drive, right? That is 6 drives that we're considering. Same with a test. If you figure out that next test score, you got to include that in your total here and consider that when you're dividing. So let's clean this up. 35 is equal to, grab your calculators, just add up the first couple of numbers. Okay, 177 plus x over 6. So normally we would expect you to show us at least 3 lines, right? You get a mark for this setup, then you get another mark for the cleanup. And what do we do now? We slowly want to make sure, I don't know if you remember isolating x. You want to have x on its own. The first thing I would do is get rid of the 6 because it's affecting everything. We're going to go like this. Times 6 times 6. Because the 6 is affecting both of these. So cancel this out. Guys, what if this bottom number had been 25? Times 25 times 25. The goal is to cancel this out. So 6 times 35, the math happens on the side. 210 is equal to 177 plus x. That step is always going to be the same. Whatever is down here, that's what we multiply both sides by. Now, we want to get rid of the number that's adding to x. So we're going to go minus 177 minus 177. So we do the same thing to both sides. A little bit of algebra. Right? 33 is the next drive I have to have. Okay, 33 what? What are our drives in? Yards. Based on previous drives, is on page 23. Based on previous drives, is that number reasonable? if you look at what the team has achieved so far, 33, we've done 45, 43, 44. It is actually not too bad, right? Like the coach isn't expecting a whole lot from the team, right? It's like, hey, we want this average of 35, so you must have the next one has to be 33, right? Then we achieve that average that we're after. So this is reasonable. Since the team has achieved drives that are higher in the past. So if they ever ask you, is this plausible? Is this something that, you know, is doable? You look at the previous results, and that's what, let's do a test one. I want to have Mr. Rooks, I want an 80 on that final. And you do the math, and you're like, you got to have a 99 on your test. You look at the previous tests, like 70, 65, 67, 73. It's like, is it plausible to all of a sudden get a 99? It's not impossible, but it's not likely based on your previous, okay, history. And so keep that in mind. All right, so this is a backwards example. I'm going to use this time right now to add to our study sheets. So I'm going to pause this. If you